So I finally made a video. I've been working on the deck recoring, and it's been a lot of work, really a lot of work. I think I've been down here 6 weekends in a row. I got rained on a couple times, so last weekend was a total rain out. I didn't get anything done really. Just came down, checked on things, and started raining by midday. And I learned from the last time it rained on me not to do anything, so I left it alone and left. But I'm down this weekend. I did 2 sections today, a really long one, probably a little over 4 feet, and one that was maybe 3.5 feet. And I'll show you that one in this video. What I'm doing is I'm coming 2 inches in off the edge on either side, cutting the deck, peeling this part off, tearing out the core, which is squares of plywood that are wet, and then putting in Coosa. Coosa is this material right here, and it will not absorb water, so that's why I'm using it. I'm cutting thin strips like this, so they end up in here, and then I take the piece I cut out and I trace it and place it back inside, and then put the skin back on top, and eventually put a layer of fiberglass on top, but I haven't got to that part yet. So that's what we're doing. And the reason I do 2 inches is because that's the fine tool. I need to get to the edge in there to get this stuff out. Now this one's actually a little bit longer than the ones I've been using. I'm gonna try this one today. I got it at Harbor Freight. It's a Bauer. I have no idea if it's any good or not. I think that's it. Sorry I'm wearing a mask, but hopefully you can hear me. Anyway, this is what's in here. It's just wet plywood squares. They tuck back in underneath, so that makes it a giant pain in the ass, is getting these pieces out from underneath here. But that's what the fine tool does. This was an old fuel that was abandoned, so this hole will get filled in. And the other part that makes it a giant pain in the ass is these areas of resin. So it's one thing to scrape this off, but then you got to deal with these resin things. And you can see how they're all through here. And this is all just kind of stuck in. I guess they laid it in there, then poured resin on it, and then put the fiberglass on top. I'm not really sure, but this is what you're going to find. And then here's where it's really rotten. It's just bulky right through here. There's definitely a lot of water along this outside edge, which doesn't surprise me. Another thing you may not think to use that worked pretty good was a file. So I can take this thing and just take it in here and rake all the scratch out. So I'm going to keep doing this up there, down here, over there. I'll have to clean all this off just like I cleaned the other part. So I usually just set it aside while I work on this. I find it helps to insert up high and run it along, and then insert it down at the bottom and run it along. You got these spots of resin that run all the way through, and that kind of holds those little pieces in there. But it's definitely faster just to cut off the edge and then work these 2-inch sections. Anyway, no need for you to watch all that, so I'm going to turn this off. So the next thing you want to use is a sander. I get rid of this plywood that's still stuck to the top coat. This is the end of some 60 grit I have, but typically I use 40, and I'll switch to a new pack of 40 once I burn this thing up. Helps to plug it in first. Alright, so I just smeared the tuna bond down. Pre-measured this. And that's going to go right down in there. And next, we put something on it to hold it down. That's when these buckets of water come in handy. Like I was saying, stuff foams up a little bit. Oop. Bang my head, trying not to fall off here. When I ran the pieces around the edge, you can see right here how it's already foaming up. So I only put it on the bottom side. I don't put it on the underside of this piece because I did that once and it was just too much stuff and the thing really started to lift. So I just do it on the one side, the bottom side, and next then I'll put resin on top of here, polyester resin, and then do the same thing, lay the skin back down, and then put these buckets on top. So that's next. These are the skinny pieces I run under the 2-inch part along the edge here. I pre-ripped all those, so I keep the ones that I've got ripped for this direction here, and the ones that are going crossways are a little bit wider, and I leave them laying crossways on the boat so I know which ones are which. Because there'll be a spot right here, this section right here won't get cut out. So I need one piece going back this way and one going this way. This is 3.5 inches. Everything else is 2 inches. And what'll happen then is, in theory, this piece goes back in. Then I sand everything, tape the joint, and then glass over this inside part. And then that'll become the non-skid area. This'll not be non-skid, so that'll be the pattern down the deck. That's the plan, at least. That's like everything. Sometimes it changes as you go along. Sorry, I mixed up the resin and didn't get time to set the camera up and record it. But I put resin down on top of the Coosa board that you saw, and then resin on the back side of the original deck piece, and then squished them together. And now I have these 3 buckets to hold everything down together, and that'll work. It'll make it nice and hard, and then I gotta fill in the gap around it, and then, like I said, everything gets glassed. Over here I had to use a little shim to give a little extra pressure in that very corner over there, trying to keep that down. So anyway, it's noon. I did this section in probably, let's see, 9, 30, 10, probably 2.5 hours, I guess. So on to the next one. Alright, so earlier when you saw I had the buckets on top, and now I've taken the buckets off. I haven't filled the gaps yet, but that'll be probably tomorrow when I do the other ones. I got a second section done today. I got 2 more to do tomorrow, which will be this section right here, and then that section up there. Got to go every other, because one has to dry. So when I had these 3 to do today, I did that one first so that I could work on either side tomorrow. And you can really hear the difference. You can feel the difference for sure. Like when I'm walking here, I feel the difference. It's amazing. But you can hear the difference too. Versus this. So this one hasn't been done yet. This one has. So I'll get these 2 done tomorrow. That'll finish my starboard side and my port side. Both sides will be done. And then I'll be able to work up here. I have a section here, a middle section, and then another section on this side. So I'm not sure, might do this middle one first, and then I'd have the other 2 where I wouldn't be interfered with. You can see how, like, this is one from last time. Ah, it's banged my head. Damn, 2x4. Anyway, got the same thing going on back in the back. Well, there's my home. When I'm down here, gotta have the boards because there's always water down there. There's Charlie. And Charlie's been coming down with me every weekend. Doesn't seem to mind it.